All right, good morning. So welcome to the leadership training. And I want to be clear that this is the leadership training that I was taught at the AccuMall Leadership Summit for Prime My Body. That I just got back from. And for those that weren't able to make it, I really want to go through the training because this is going to take you to the next level. And it's really, really just such a gift. So what are we going to cover today? All right. Well, the first thing is I want to go over the current situation on the industry and our positioning. I want to remind ourselves, all of us, about what is Prime My Body's mission. We went into a definition of a leader. We talked about and spent some time on our why. And then John Taylor went into principles of success, massive action equals massive growth. And then I've added in, just for this training, a new product overview. That way, because we are going into pre-launch, pre-sale, and I want to make sure that you guys are clear on what we have here. So very exciting. Okay, so what's our current situation? Well, as of last year, 590 million sales in hemp in the US alone. Prime had 10% of those sales. And if we look at projections for this year, it's 2.2 billion. Do the math and know that that payout has got to go to someone in Prime My Body. So we have a real opportunity. But what's the opportunity? Well, other network marketing companies have not been fighting regulation, and now it's legal based on the 2018 Farm Bill. We also have, just in general, going against Americans who, it used to be considered a Schedule I. They think hemp is weed. And because of the governmental deregulation, there's been also an increase in public awareness. So this is a huge opportunity. Scott Merker was talking about this on when you've seen trends in other companies after deregulation, there's a window, a huge window of opportunity. And then, of course, this new product, literally no one else has, and everybody needs it. So it's pretty cool. Not just to be at the timing of living in the US with the governmental deregulation, but also having this new product. So it's very, this is just really energizing. The potential should give you energy alone. Okay, so John Taylor and Paul, they talked about what is leadership, and they wanted a modification on the definition of leadership for our organization. So leadership is what? The act of leading a group of people or an organization. Well, let's modify that. A person that knows where they want to go and what they want to accomplish. So how do you do this? Well, you have to have the necessary empathy to help others and do the same and lead by example. So how do you know if you're a leader? Look behind you. Are people following? Anyone can become a leader, but you want to discern and identify the ones who want to be. Can you think of some people that you can help by being successful with Prime My Body, and who are they? So we did this exercise where, who do you want to help by being successful at Prime, and what are their names? Okay. So I would, again, you can pause this video, write down some names. Who do you know in your life who's struggling financially or struggling physically? Who has a deeper why, and do you know what their why is? Some people share their goals, especially at the new year. Someone wants to travel. Someone, I heard Kim say she wants to go to Tahiti for her 50th birthday. Who do you know that has a goal and that you can help them? And why is it important for you to be here now? So I want to go into beliefs. You become what you believe. Prime My Body's mission statement on their website is this, and I wanted to take the time for all of us to read it together. So Prime My Body is a health, wellness, and lifestyle company that embraces the movement to raise awareness on the importance of living a clean and healthy lifestyle. What you put in and on your body matters. That's beautiful. What we accept into our lives, both through our mind and body, has a direct impact on our overall wellness. Our goals is to join our affiliates and customers on their wellness journey to help educate and empower them about better living and how they can become an example for others to follow. Now, you don't have to memorize this word for word, but feel the energy behind each word that they chose. This is huge. It's very similar to the mission of Patagonia. What are other companies? Do you know their mission statements? Notice the companies that you buy from. Are they in alignment with the world that you want to create? Voting with your dollar. This is a movement, and it is a plant-based lifestyle company. And we want to attract the people in your organization that have this same idea of this mission. And I really encourage you to read this every day, because it really will start to energize you and remind you that this is a mission and this is an awesome company on purpose, which is really exciting. So let's talk about your big picture. Well, let's talk about the why. Write out the reason you will accomplish your goals with Prime My Body and achieve your dreams. Everyone has a why. I'm going to give you an example of mine on the next slide. And then let's move into vision. I want you to write down your vision. Again, you can be pausing this replay to take the time to do it. Write down your vision for yourself in your life. This could be your lifestyle. This could be what you want, the world, the kind of world you want to live in, the kind of community you want to be in. What's the vision? And then what's your mission? Because the thing is that when you have a purpose, you will succeed, but it has to be based on your core desire. Erin talks about this a lot. What is your core desire? What is your heart's desire? A little bit strong statement, but what are you willing to die for? Everybody experiences this life through a lens. Some people walk down the road and they notice the trash. Some people don't. Some people pick up the trash on the beach. Some people don't. Some people see different things. What are you noticing? And then last is we have to have a measurable goal. Money is measurable. Okay. So for me, I think Eric Worre's 20 and 30 is really a great place to start, as well as Erin's Build for Bronze program. I think that is literally the easiest way to have structure and motivation and a plan without having to redesign or come up with it yourself. So let me give you an example of my big picture. And again, this is a work in progress, but my why: to be financially free and have the resources to care for my loved ones and be able to give the magnitude of my gifts to the world no matter what. Okay. And my why is because I'm done. I'm done struggling. I'm done, having the wiring in my nervous system be about survival. Enough is enough. And I had to claim that and feel the hair on my arms stand up and really claim that for myself and know it's my birthright to give my gifts freely. So I have a very deep why. Of course, there's things like I want my parents to not worry about money. I want to have enough money so they don't have to live in a home as they age, et cetera, et cetera. So you can have very specific ones too. What is my vision? One of my main visions, regardless of Prime My Body, but it's who I am in the world everywhere, is to inspire and remind others about the power we have over our own bodies and our lives. And it's easier and more fun to do it, to do life in community. So what does that mean? Well, I'm in health, I'm in fitness, and I want to empower people. I want to inspire them. So I'm doing that, and I love to be in community. One of the businesses I started in the past was all about community and fun and adventure. So my vision is I want to live in that world, and I want to attract people into this organization that has a similar vision, like an overlap. My personal mission with this plant, with cannabinoids, cannabidiol, with hemp, is that it is one of the original Chinese herbs. And I'm passionate about Chinese medicine. I think a lot of you know that I teach the business classes at the local Chinese medical school, and 50% of Chinese doctors are no longer practicing after 5 years because they're healers. They haven't figured out how to run a business. We live in the United States where Chinese doctors are not hired. We have to actually run a small business. So I am going to be tithing 10% or more to a trust, and it's going to offer scholarships and microloans to those who have dedicated to practicing their lives in Chinese medicine, and have the medicine come through them and deepening their connection with it. So really excited about that mission, very clear about it. And then what is my goal? To be earning consistently 10,000 a month within the next 4 months. This today is actually Valentine's Day 2019. And by the time we have our annual convention, June 29th in Austin, I will have partnered with fun, empowered, and productive leaders who are ready. So again, this is my big picture. I encourage you to take the time before even moving forward with Prime is to look at what is your why? What is your vision? What is your mission? What are your goals? And I want to know. I want you to share it with your upline. I think it's really important that we all are very clear with each other so I can have you be rooting for you, hold you accountable, and then be checking in about it. Okay. There are 2 great days in a person's life: the day we are born and the day we discover why. William Barclay, love it. So the question is, who are you? Do you know why you are here? And this is part of your purpose, your heart's desire, your mission. And again, it's a beautiful thing when people are very clear on their mission and their purpose. A lot of people spend a lot of money to try to figure out, hiring coaches, who are they? What is their purpose? And spending the time to get clarity. And it might be a work in progress for you. And it's okay if you don't know now, to really know this and have this be your compass. Okay, so principles of success in Prime My Body. Duplication, number 1. The whole goal is what? Enroll 2, teach 2. Very simple. I myself have been overcomplicating things, trying to create new ways of doing network marketing, trying to be the expert. You will be successful in a network marketing company, and especially our company, if you understand the power of duplication. You enroll 2, and you teach 2. So the question is, can you teach so your 2 new affiliates can replicate what you did with them? Okay. Now, the second principle of success is consistent effort. So the quote is, and I did a modification of Paul Rogers' statement, is, if my team did what I did today, would any of us be making a difference in people's lives, and the planet, or making any money? Consistent effort. And then the third principle of success is time. I believe that if it's not scheduled, it's not going to happen. So many of you have a digital calendar, you have a paper calendar, schedule it. You have to take the time to grow your business in order to make your why a reality. So just like we talked about in that last slide, connecting with your why every day, reading your mission statement. What is your power stance? In your bedroom, go for a walk and just take a moment and declare the place that you have in this world. So time, scheduling it. So I think that there are different times during the day where I have energy, where I have mental clarity. That might be a good time to make calls, connect with people. When is the best time for you to do classes? Is it in person? Is it online? So again, scheduling it and understand how to become a master of your energy to know when is the best time to make calls or answer emails, etc. So managing your energy is going to be super important. I added this 4th slide. Plant-based wellness allows you to connect with yourself and Mother Earth. Very, very basic Chinese medicine concept around herbal medicine. And be on the product. Take the product. I'm super excited about the new product, but the current product we have is amazing, and it's helped thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So stay on the product. Be a client, a customer of the product. So let's go into a little bit of example of principles of success. So look at the definition of congruency. Be the leader who sets precedent and examples by doing, and then leveraging. Leverage is a long time principle of people that really succeed in this business. We have an amazing smartphone app. We have an amazing Prime My Body training guide. We have the Build for Bronze guide that Erin and maybe Artemis or other people built for us. We have training in the back office for our affiliates. So again, plugging them into the system. this is the thing. You might have some people that might not be as tech savvy as you. You might have some people that are not as good as time management as you. You have people in your organization or that you attract that might not feel confident in the beginning to teach classes and show the presentation. So again, leveraging, understanding that there are things that when you enroll a new affiliate, they can follow just like you're following. So I think it's really important to assess how to use leverage and what that looks like with the resources we have. And then of course, fine tuning that a little bit. We all made a commitment at the training in Akumal that we're going to post our classes. People haven't been doing that. And we all we raised our hands and said, when we give a presentation, we're going to list it on the app and, in the website, we're going to submit that. And we're going to feel safe and excited to send people to these classes all around the United States. And that is really going to leverage. Okay. So I'm really excited about that. So let's go into what it looks like to grow this business. So JT went through a very detailed chart. You've seen him do the flip chart, and it was a lot of math. But what I want to do is go through this 4 months, 120 days. So he says month 1, it's you, and you enroll someone. So what you're going to do in the first week is contact enough people to present to one person each week. So if you have to contact one person or 10 people, you want to make sure that you're giving the presentation to one person each week. That means after 1 month, you've given 4 presentations. Okay, so you start to month 2, out of those 4 people who saw or heard your presentation, let's say 1 or more affiliates signed up. So by the time you are in month 2, you have a new affiliate that you enrolled, and then again, duplication, your new affiliate enrolled 1. Okay, so by month 3, there's 4 of you because your affiliate enrolled 1 and you enrolled 1. Okay, so again, each person, so the concept of this is each week, each of you are prospecting and sharing the presentation to one person. Okay, and because if there's 4 of you, that means that 16 people in the month got to view the presentation, which at a 25% retention rate, 4 new affiliates. Okay, so then it continues and continues. And so the concept is after 120 days, there are 16 affiliates in your team. Okay, and we can go into this training a little bit more in depth and hold each other accountable, but it's a very basic system. So I would just start with month 1. No matter how much reaching out you have to do with phone calls or in person or Facebook message or texting, or whatever that is, whatever system you're using, you want to share the presentation with one person each week. Okay, and it will growing. John Maxwell said, if we're growing, we're always going to be out of our comfort zone. And that's the truth, I'll tell you. Okay, so the next part of the training is massive action equals massive growth. So basically what they were saying is 3 to 4 hours per week. Okay, if you follow the principles and duplicate. So most people quit after month 2. But after that huge plan, and I think I took a picture of it, and I can go into detail of that big, again, month 1, month 2, all the way to month 12. If 25%, that should be stay in at the end of the year, that's 1,000 people in your organization. The math is pretty incredible. I love what Zig Ziglar says. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. You have to decide every day to say yes to this business. Okay, it's a daily commitment to stay plugged in, to continue to look at your mindset and shift your mindset. Really, really important. So what he did was he says, okay, you can do it in 90 days, 6 months, or a year. And the concept is month 1, 10 new affiliates, month 2, 10 new affiliates, again on left and right, and month 3, 5. And in this 90-day program, all new affiliates enroll 4 to maximize the compensation plan. Because when you enroll your affiliates, you want to make sure that they get to 4 as soon as possible. Okay? Enroll 2, train them to duplicate 2. Again, replicate. So again, I I wouldn't get hung up on the math and the numbers. If you are detailed like that, then again, like I said, maybe Cindy and I or Aaron or JT, we can show the specifics on what that looks like, the numbers. But I'll tell you, Scotty Merker shared with us about, if you want to get to 5,000 a month, let's just take this number. What would it look like for the average person to get to 5,000 a month outside of network marketing? And what the numbers were is you would have to take $300,000 right now, put it into the stock market or a savings bond or a CD or something, and trust that it's going to have a return of 2% or more to be able to get that 5,000 a month. But how long is it going to take you to get to that 300,000 to put into the bank? So, the numbers are mind blowing. It just seems like a huge mountain. But when you look at the power of when you take massive action, the growth is pretty incredible. So it's a little bit challenging to understand that, how am I going to get 300,000 to even roll into earning 2 to 6% to be able to get that residual 5,000 a month to grow? And everybody in the room was pretty much like, that's not going to happen. So massive action equals massive growth. I want to keep it simple. I would say that, start with sharing the presentation with one person or more each week. Again, get your 2 and train them to get 2. And I think that would be the best way to wrap our heads around how can we really grow this thing. Okay, so I want to go over the new product because I think it's going to be super helpful for us to get excited about why this is really, really important product this time. Now, you guys have had a lot of experience with Christopher Shade's formula, with the hemp oil that we have now. It is amazing. I've had so many people on that product. They've had amazing, amazing results and turnaround with their health and body temples. But some people, they didn't get the results they wanted. And we know more now. With science and technology, we're learning about CBG. When you harvest the cannabis plant, when you harvest it early, there's more presence of the cannabinoid called cannabigerol, okay, in the plant. So, and now because we've been able to isolate that cannabinoid, we can actually see the health benefits. And what we're realizing in the year 2019, living on the planet, people need CBG just as much as CBD, okay? And we're also realizing that some of these other cannabinoids that we're now studying, because there's more funding for research, we're realizing, yes, we really need these other phytocannabinoids to really do what they need to do. So what is sonicated? Okay, so this product, we've known about nanotechnology. We know about liposomal delivery. Christopher Shade, unfortunately, we weren't able to get the exact consistent size of the nanometer with this technology. They've been able to have an average size of 20 nanometers, which is super small. So you actually don't have to hold it underneath the tongue. You can just place it right in. You don't even need to hold it anymore because of sonicated is even smaller. There's 2 size bottles. You're seeing the 500 milligram here. That's going to have 30 milligrams of CBG. In the professional line, it's going to have 750 milligrams and 40 milligrams of CBG. Okay. What we were told at the leadership training, that it has other phytocannabinoids. We were told CBA, CBN, CBDV for the entourage effect. Again, entourage means a synergistic effect of many different cannabinoids, not just one. For instance, for people that take hemp oil and they get a headache, it's because they need the CBG. They need the other cannabinoids to balance out the CBD. So that's just an example. Why do you want terpenes? Why do you want a full spectrum profile of these other terpenes? I'm going to go into that in a minute on another slide. It is important there's 0 THC. People in this country that cannot, work in companies, work for the government, work in our school systems, cannot have THC in the blood. So this is going to be huge for people. 0 ethanol. Why is that important? Some people are sensitive to ethanol. People didn't like the way the other oil burned, but also people that have gone through AA. There's a lot of reasons why people don't want ethanol. So very excited about that. Still the same size bottle, 50 milliliter. gratefully third-party tested, organically grown on US soil, legal in all 50 states. And again, there's going to be more bullet points to this, but these are the ones that we have for now. So let's go into details. Okay, we talked about the benefits of cannabidiol. We need to talk about the benefits of CBG. Okay, so CBG, what is it? Great for pain. Really amazing antibacterial, great for, epilepsy, seizures. It's anticonvulsive, also anti-inflammatory, just like CBD. Anti-insomnia, amazing for sleep, appetite stimulant. Again, don't be scared about this. This plant is going to do what it needs to do in your body, in your affiliate's body, in your customer's body. It has the intelligence. So people don't have to be afraid of, oh, I don't want to get the munchies, or, again, that's based on people that don't have an appetite, they're not in touch with their regular functions of their body. Okay. Anti-proliferative, that just means, think of its anti-cancer properties, anti-tumor properties, breaking up. Antidepressant, brain cell stimulant, and bone stimulant. So you can probably see why people really need the benefits of CBG with the cannabidiol. Very, very, very beautiful synergy. And yeah, super excited about that. So these are the main two cannabinoids in this oil. Like I said, there are other phytocannabinoids present in the plant that makes that whole entourage effect. So let's talk about, so the name of the product is Recept. R, Recept is reactive. E is endocannabinoid. E is extended polyterpene right here, and formula. So let's go into Recept. The little R, reactive. So it's going to act faster. Notice how I said you do not have to hold it underneath the tongue, and you actually don't need to hold it at all. It's going to act faster, and it's going to stay longer. Unfortunately, when we tested the current hemp oil, it goes in fast, which was great, but it actually leaves the body quicker than we want it to. This product won't, because of the synergistic effect of the other cannabinoids. It's liposomal, reactive. We've learned about liposomal, which is a 2-layer, phosphatidylcholine. It's going to have a encapsulation, so when you take this oil, the human body recognizes it as its own. Nanosonicated, nanoparticle. Again, this is just technology to make it very small so it can go quickly through those membranes. And lastly, endocannabinoid. Hemp oil works on the endocannabinoid system. And again, we'll go into what the ECS is if you don't know about it in other trainings. So this is just showing you what the concept of the letters spell and why they decided to name this formula Recept. Okay, so let's go into terpenes, because in Recept, extended polyterpene, poly is many. Terpenes, they are found in all plants, okay? They give each plant or flower their unique smell, their unique taste, but what's beautiful about them is that they have their own health benefits. They have their own mechanism of action, and they're synergistic. They work really well with others. Okay, so let's go into the ones that are in our plant. This is so exciting. So beta-caryophyllene, it's going to relieve pain, it's going to boost immune system function, relieve stress, anxiety, reduce inflammation, it's going to promote healthy digestion, and it's going to reduce cravings. So again, we know the benefits of CBD and CBG, but then you add these terpenes that have these own mechanism of action and health benefits, and it's really, really powerful. All right, next one, terpinolene. Yay, these are going to be fun words to practice saying. It is antifungal, antioxidant, which people need, antibacterial, anti-cancer, and it's a sedative. Don't be afraid about the sedative. Remember, that could be acting on a sympathetic nervous system that is in overdrive. Again, the plant, these terpenes are going to do what your body needs. Okay, limonene. It's going to elevate mood. Just think of lemon, orange, right? So it's elevating. It's stress relieving, antifungal, antibacterial. And right now, the studies say it can or may help relieve heartburn, gastric reflux. But the cool thing I found is that it's going to improve absorption of other terpenes and chemicals by way of the skin, the mucous membranes, and the digestive tract. So really powerful terpene. Linalool, really, oh my gosh, people were super excited to see linalool is in it. Anti-inflammatory, pain reducer, anti-epileptic, reduces stress. Again, antimicrobial, sedative, anti-anxiety, antidepressant, and analgesic. These are all based on clinical trials. This is, you know, I can't list everything here. This is a presentation for our affiliates, but if I, you know, maybe if I was giving this to the public, I can cite specific resources, but the definitions that I'm taking are, this is again proven. Myrcene, anti-inflammatory, analgesic, antibiotic, sedative, and anti-mutagenic, and that's around cell mutation. Humulene, oh my gosh, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor. So I really wrote down the definition of pharmacokinetic. So this is what's interesting about humulene. Right now, they're looking at the study of how the body absorbs, distributes, metabolizes, and excretes drugs. So what's going to happen is they are looking at humulene very specifically as a terpene, that it shows potential to then go through the body very quickly through the delivery system of oral or topical. Okay, so this is obviously an oral oil. We go through the mouth, but it's fast acting, so it's kind of a carrier as well for the CBG and CBD. Last one is geraniol. It's antimicrobial, antibacterial, antioxidant, anti-tumor, anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory, and this particular terpene has been suggested to represent a new class of chemo prevention agents against cancer. That was like really latest research. So can you understand, can you get the magnitude of when you have a CBD, CBG oil, let's just say hemp oil, cannabidiol, that doesn't have these terpenes present? This oil is so much more powerful, not just because of CBG, but because of these terpenes. So if you know, this is exciting. I want every one of us that's hearing this message to get curious, to reach out to people that you've shared the other oil with. What would it be like? What would their body temple, their mind be like if they experienced this oil? Really, really powerful. Okay, what are the other ingredients? Well, the last thing we need to go over is the other three things: peppermint oil, lecithin and glycerin, and purified aqua. So first of all, the oil they're using is organic. What does peppermint do? Well, it stimulates and calms. It helps breathing, supports gut function, and it's delicious. Think of like peppermint gum, right? It has that nice, clean feeling, and I guess the taste is great. Unfortunately, wild orange, not everybody liked it, so they decided to go with the citrus mint. Next thing I want to go over is lecithin and glycerin that's coming from sustainable palm. So responsible source of palm, there is a organization, a nonprofit organization that minimizes the negative impact of of palm oil cultivation, because what happens is there were, the way that palm is harvested and the communities that produce palm haven't been sustainable. And so Paul decided, obviously, to go with a source that was being monitored by a nonprofit in the US to make sure that it is sustainable palm. And we are getting our lecithin, so that's a carrier to make for the phosphatidylcholine, and then the glycerin for taste and texture. And then the last one is purified aqua. So this is going to increase shelf life. It says shelf fire. Okay, I was typing quickly with autocorrect. It's going to increase shelf life and stability, and it's non-toxic. So those are the other things, and we can go into details a little bit more about that. So the last thing I want to say is what? Number one is you got to start with yourself. John Maxwell said, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So I believe that we need to start with yourself. I want to go over mindset. Erin talked about 80% mindset, 20% structure. Artemis says 99% mindset and 1% structure. So it is really important to fill up your cup and not burn the candle at both ends. We don't need to give a lot to our affiliates. We need to empower them and show them the way. The next week, what I want to cover is personal relationships, the 6 human needs, the 3 stages of growth for you, and how to overcome objections and having a breakthrough with your business. That's what I want to go over next week. So for the homework for this week is, what is your why? What is your mission? What is your vision? What are your specific goals? And I want you to share them with us. I want to know, so I know how to support you. And that's enough. And then of course, sharing the presentation with one person, reaching out to enough people where you share the presentation in person or over the phone in some particular way. That is the best thing that we can do to continue to show up for ourselves. I want you to schedule in the time that you're going to spend on this business and on yourself. And we're going to do this together. So let's see, it's been about a little over 30 minutes. I really wanted to keep these trainings to 30. I'll do my best. I don't want to overwhelm us. I want to make sure that we are growing in a way that's sustainable. So I'm going to end this presentation. I'm going to stay after for calls. I'm going to open up the lines and unmute everybody. And I'm just really glad that we're doing this together. The last thing I'll say is that I wrote down the qualities and traits of the affiliates that I want to call into this tribe. I want to have fun. I want to help people succeed. And the only way that I'll succeed is to help others and show them the way. And so I think about the people that I've called in. I think about the way that I've not led, and it starts with myself. And so I want to encourage you to write down the qualities and traits of the people that you want to travel with, that you want to do presentations with, that you want to hang out with each week. And be clear on that, because otherwise, if you're not clear, then the people that show up for you will then give you the information you need to then discern. So again, start with directing, leading, being in your power, and really calling in those people. It's a better way to do it. All right, I'm super grateful.